Welcoming the Friday to you. I'm GeoEnvrionmental Atmosphere student geographer Andrew Fleck here, just to break down a bit of a tropical concern in the month of October. As we have here on this first slide, this is what I actually output about last week, and I said that coming into October, most of the storms would hover or develop around the Caribbean, the Western Atlantic, even the Gulf. And those three tracks are normally what these storms will take in the month of October. I did say that there would probably be, throughout this month, about 3 to 5 total storms, 2 being hurricanes possible, the rest being tropical storms. And again, this is just the general track that October brings with some of these storms. And speaking of storms, we are looking at a threat coming up this latter half of the weekend, early half of next week, where a low pressure might just form out of the Lesser Antilles and make its route northward into the southeast coast, bringing that threat for some widespread rain. Some of it heavy, some of it not. There's a lot of variables to be played out, so we're just going to have to take it day by day and watch this area of interest develop first before we can really pinpoint where the heaviest rain is going to be and that sort of thing. So let's look at firstly the satellite here, and what you can definitely see is there is a very nice area here. This is actually where the wave is that this storm with the models and everything is picking up. You can see there's a lot of cloud cover around it. Unlike Florida and some of these islands here that actually have radar stations out here across the Lesser Antilles, we really cannot grasp any radar data from that, but I'm sure based off the heavy cloud cover there's definitely thunderstorms into that. And of course we do have the surface winds moving this way, and we have actually the upper winds moving the other way. So what's eventually going to happen with this high pressure sitting north is eventually, as this begins to peter out to the northeast, we're thinking that this wave is going to start to extend off to the north and to the east, and that could pick up a little energy and become a little problem for the southeast coast in ways, again, of more of that rain. I don't think there'd be much of a very much increased intensity of any type of storm, whether strong or hurricane status, but at least a general depression or storm would be possible out of this, and a lot of rain would come with it too. So now let's go off to one of the models I wanted to show you. This is the GFS model. This is actually about Monday night, Tuesday, and I want to explain what basically happens here, the general setup, if you will. Firstly, you have off here your front, and that's for that severe weather that's going on in the Midwest here Friday and Saturday. But that'll make its way off to the east. But come next week, we have that storm, as I said. It'll track about here, low pressure, into about the southeast coast. Once it comes inland, it starts to become open. We have a closed low. All this rain would be much more hovered into the low pressure. As you can see, though, it's further away from it, and that's an open low. Closed low, again, that rain would be pretty much wrapped right around the low pressure. Now, if this happens, of course, all of that rain is going to get pushed up north into the mid-Atlantic and northeastern regions. Now, for a time being, when that low pressure is still closed and just off the coast of the southeast, which I'd say would be about right there, you do still have the high pressure, and that's up here, okay? But normally, I'd say about Monday, it's probably right about somewhere here, and that's still going to be pushing in, okay, and directing this low pressure inland, and that might keep that closed, or at least contribute to it being closed and contribute to all that rain wrapping more around the low pressure, and that's what's probably going to give the southeast coast a good doozy of rain. But of course, as the high moves out, everything begins to open, and all of that rain gets pushed all over the place, the southeast, the mid-Atlantic, even the northeast. My concern really is if the low stays very tightly circulated, then a lot of that rain keeps with it. The rain could be even heavier, but when it's an open low, what happens is the rain just spreads out everywhere. It's not the heaviest, heavy in pockets, lighter in other areas. So there's a lot to really be taken in with this. We still need to wait for the storm to actually become and grab interest from the National Hurricane Center's eyes, and actually wait for the National Hurricane Center to declare this a storm. That might not even happen, but based off what the weather models are showing, this does have a good chance of bringing a good amount of rain beginning from about Florida, the southeast coast, and northward. So we'll keep the updates coming here for you for the Eastern U.S. Outlook, and be sure to check out more of the homepage and all the updates we have up and coming each day and each week. I'm GeoEnvrionmental Atmosphere student geographer Andrew Fleck signing out. Have a nice weekend, everybody.